Right, I think we are live. Hello, how are you? I hope you are having a great Tuesday. Today is our second day of the 12 Days of Vlogmas, and I wanted to come on here today and share with you some of my favorite books from 2021 that I think are great for any content creator, blogger, YouTuber, entrepreneur. And I'm a huge fan of continuing to learn. Like I always think that as entrepreneurs, we should be continuing to learn, fill our brain with new things. And I do that through listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos and also reading books. So I read a ton of books this year, but there were three that really stood out to me that I wanted to share with you guys today. So let me get to the first one here. And loved all of these. I'd say these were my top three of the year. I could share a ton with you, but I wanted to just give you a few so that if you're, looking for a new book to read or want to start out the new year, right? These are three that I think would be excellent reads for any entrepreneur. So the first one is The 12-Week Year. This one really changed how I looked at my business this year. If you're like most people, we make we set annual goals and plans, right? Like with New Year's is coming up, the New Year's resolution, you might want to lose 10 pounds this year or write a book this year or finally start making money with your blog this year, your content. You might want to say, okay, I'm going to create that digital product this year or the course I want to make or start coaching services. But when you tell yourself that you want to do this within a year and you set this yearly goal, there's not a lot of urgency because you have an entire year to do it. So, a lot of times people set resolutions and then the end of January comes and they haven't done anything yet, but they're like, you know what, I still have 11 months. It's fine. I'll do it next month or the next month. And it just keeps getting pushed off and there's no urgency. And then the end of the year comes and a lot of times, those resolutions get broken or those goals get broken. So this book, I read this in January last year. I think I'm going to read it again this January because it was such a good read. And it talks about redefining your year into 12-week segments, kind of like, like business quarters. So you have 4 different quarters, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, 12 weeks each. And you set goals for each of those 12 weeks. And what that does is when you're focusing on hitting specific goals every 12 weeks, there's going to be a lot more urgency, a lot less time to be complacent because you only have 12 weeks to do it. It's a smaller container. And that makes things get done a lot faster. And this book it really breaks things up really easily and helps you plan those 12-week segments so that you get more done in your year. It's great for any entrepreneur who struggles with motivation, setting goals, achieving goals, and just anyone who really wants to kickstart 2022 in a great way. I highly, highly recommend this book. I'm going to be giving it to all my private coaching clients this year. It's phenomenal. Let's see. I'm going to put a link. Let me get my thing here. I think I'm going to put a link to each of these in the chat and I'll put it in the replay. I'll put it in the comments too, so you guys can see, or in the show notes. Let me see here. Great book. I would put it, if you have a holiday list or let me see if this will pop up here. If someone's asking you what you want for Christmas or you want to buy it for yourself, this book, put it on your list, read it, and then start 2022 out the right way. 12-Week Year by, who's it by? Brian Moran. All right. The next book, it's telling me there is an error in posting. All right. If it's not coming up in the comments, I will just add it to the show notes and comments later. All right. The next book that I loved this year was, there's kind of a glare on it, was Soundtracks by John Acuff. This book, it's so entertaining and it's a great read. It's hilarious. If you are an overthinker, is anyone an overthinker? I am definitely an overthinker. This book is for you. It talks about if you're someone who just overthinks everything, or you worry, for instance, if you're a content creator, if you worry about putting out that blog post or that YouTube video, or, want it to be perfect before you put it out. You overthink it and it stops you from taking action. Or you fear putting out stuff because you think people are judge you. This book is for you. So we have to remember that when we don't control our thoughts control us. And this book is all about changing the quote unquote soundtracks in your head and what you are thinking daily, and changing your thoughts to change your habits and how you live your life to accomplish more. And this book is great. So if your life is full of just broken soundtracks, it's going to help you change your way of thinking so that you can change your everything about your day. It's hilarious. John Acuff is so funny, and he puts things into perspective in a great way. Highly recommend it. Laugh out loud, funny, entertaining read. Definitely John Acuff soundtracks. All right, and the last one that I want to share with you guys is this one by James Clear. This was a big book this year. You may have heard about it, but it's Atomic Habits. And this was a great read. It's not as light as the soundtracks book or the 12-year book, like getting through it. I thought those were a little easier. This one took me a while to get through, but it talked a lot about habits and how what we are what we do repeatedly, right? Like our habits are who we are. And if you're struggling to reach your goals, or you're just really struggling to overcome a problem, one thing this book talks about is that nothing is going to change until you look and really evaluate those day-to-day habits in your life. It talks about how our habits shape us. And the secret to really success is your habits. Like, it's all about your habits and your system. This is an amazing book to really look at and evaluate, how your daily life is affecting all your goals and everything in your life. So Atomic Habits, 3 great books. So we have the 12-week year soundtracks and Atomic Habits. I will put links to all of those. If you guys have read a book this year that you really loved, please let me know in the comments or reach out to me. I would love to know about it. I am creating my list of books that I want to read for 2022, and I'd love to have some more ideas. So let me know if you read any of these books, and also let me know if you have any other books that you recommend that I read. And that's it for today, guys. I will see you tomorrow for our 3rd day. All right, have a great Tuesday. Bye.